All right, it's Monday market update. I'm your host, Crypto with Paul. It is Monday, February 9th, day after the Super Bowl. Let's get right into today's topics. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you for tapping in. We got a ton to discuss today. All right, I'm going to take a look at some articles by Cointelegraph, by Decrypt. We're going to take a look at some things on X. We're going to go from there. But I want to start off here, guys. If you're just joining the stream now, make sure to hit that like button on the way in and sub to the channel if you haven't already. So here we go. Crypto.com CEO unveils new AI agents to millions during Super Bowl. Now, there's going to be a constant theme with this episode here. Constant theme with what we've been discussing the past week or so on the TheCoinZone here. Matter of fact, our latest episode, okay, our latest video for you guys is basically all about this. AI agents transacting on Ethereum, agent to agent, human to agent, etc. You know, OpenClaw, all these things. I've been absolutely obsessed with OpenClaw the past 2 weeks, watching videos on it every single day. And I will probably get a Mac Mini here soon. Now they'll have 2 Mac Minis and we'll get after it. So make sure to go check out our last video, guys. We talk about VITALIK's takes on, you know, what's going on here and the L2 situation and everything there. But let's just get back to it here. So everybody and their mother is rolling out AI agents. And here we go. Crypto.com, the latest. CEO Chris Marszalek has officially launched his new website, AI.com, to the public, allowing users to create personal AI agents that can perform everyday tasks on their behalf. The AI.com commercial aired during Super Bowl 60 on NBC on Monday, leveraging the sports event's massive audience. On Sunday, do they mean? Over 100 million viewers in previous years to promote the beta launch of the AI platform. Okay, for now, users can register their AI.com username handles, but must then wait in a queue to have their private personalized agents spun up for them. Screw that. All right, I'm going to let you guys in on a little alpha so far. If you're just watching, this agent, you know, AI agent, personalized AI agent for you situation is only going to get way bigger. This is just the start of this whole thing. It seems that Claudebot, Moltbot, now OpenClaw kicked this whole thing off. Now, these language models have existed, right? But until this ex-Mac OS engineer, who I just listened to on a podcast over the weekend, created what's now called OpenClaw, it never really got this much attention. And now you're seeing Crypto.com spin up their own AI agents. Now, the alpha I want to give you guys, and this is nothing against Crypto.com. We got a ton of you guys, Crow fans, you know, from our Crypto Baron interview that subscribe and watch our videos. So I like Crow. I've never talked bad about Crow. I'm just saying, if you're going to get an AI agent, do it however you want. But the way that I think is the most exciting and the best in regards to security and not relying on cloud or intermediary like CRO is you run your own local model. And that's what OpenClaw does. And that's why people suggest Mac Minis, because they're secure. You do this correctly, you have an AI that you can tailor, you can personalize, that exists on your computer locally. It's not in the cloud. You don't even need internet to talk to this thing. That's the true power of the world and where we're headed. So let's get to some other articles here, guys. Ton of stuff to talk about today. Like I said, French police arrest 6 after magistrate kidnapped in crypto ransom case. This continues to happen. This is not good news, guys. Okay, this we've seen before, and it keeps happening in Europe and France for some reason. Authorities in France launched the manhunt after a magistrate and her mother were abducted overnight and found injured. French police have arrested 6 people, blah, blah, blah. Authorities say involved a crypto ransom demand. The arrests followed the discovery of the 35-year-old magistrate and her 67-year-old mother on Friday morning when they were found injured in a garage in the southeastern Drone region. And you know, I also just heard, talking to my mom over the weekend, what the news reporter, some news reporter, her mother was abducted in Arizona, unfortunately. You guys know I'm living there in Arizona. Great place to be. I guess maybe not for this lady's mom. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. But here we go. What did these people ask for in return when they went to go kidnap this lady. And again, she got ties to the Clintons and all this stuff, so this could actually be something real conspiratorial. But these individuals kidnapped this older lady and then asked her family for a ton of Bitcoin in return. This is what you're seeing, guys. It's absolutely insane stuff. But if you know someone has a ton of crypto on a hardware wallet and they physically have that hardware wallet on them, I mean, that's how you're seeing people get abducted and stuff like that. So then they can take their physical hardware wallets or something like that and force them to give them the keys and hand over all their money. Pretty crazy. Hopefully everyone's okay there. Hopefully this trend doesn't continue, but I'm sure it will. Just be careful out there. If you're holding crypto, guys, you know, there's plenty of different options, cold storage wallets, hot wallets on your phone. You know, I don't care. I'll share this with you, but a lot of the crypto that I hold, I don't like to hold in my phone. Because events like this, if someone were ever going to stop me and be like, give me all your freaking crypto with Paul, we know you, brother, the CoinZone. Give us all your ADA. You bitch. Okay, what would I do in that situation, right, guys? I'd probably be cooked. If I had a gun to my head, it'd be like, well, here you go. But if I don't have it on my phone, I'd be like, look, I don't have it on my phone, my guy. And that's how you get out of that. That's what we're doing here on Monday, okay? Let's keep it moving, guys. Hopefully no one else gets kidnapped. But what the heck is going on with Scott Bessent? All right, and Kevin Warsh. What's going on with our guy, JP Jerome Hardhat Powell? So this is from 11 hours ago from Cointelegraph. Bessent suggests Warsh nomination hearing alongside Powell probe. So in the middle of all this, these legal issues going on with Jerome Powell, Scott's like, yeah, who cares? Let's just get him out. Let's get Kevin in. All right. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is calling on the Senate Banking Committee to proceed with confirmation hearings for Federal Reserve Chair nominee Kevin Warsh, despite a standoff over an ongoing probe into current Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Everybody wants this guy Kevin in, and I think a lot of people want Jerome Powell out for obvious reasons at this point. Why don't I bring up the Trueflation? Why don't we look at Trueflation right now? You want to talk about Jerome Powell being wrong? Check this out, guys. U.S. inflation today based on independent real price data. U.S. CPI 0.68%. U.S. core CPI 1.06. Look at this, guys. Absolutely insane. You have this dropping off a cliff, and Jerome Powell was hawkish, was nervous, was scared, not cutting all this. And I know people who think he's done a fine job and he shouldn't be cutting. That's fine. Daffy, what's good, brother? Thanks for commenting. If I wanted to start with crypto today, what's the best first steps? That's a great question. I would suggest a strategy that I like to do, because crypto is not only a great opportunity in regards to price appreciation long term, but it's a great opportunity to interact with these decentralized protocols, something we call DeFi, decentralized finance, on Ethereum, on Cardano, or in something trusted, and maybe play around there. See if you can get a bit of yield somewhere. Nothing too crazy, I mean, staking is technically DeFi, right? I guess if you're just staking on Ethereum but what I would do, Daffy, is this is not financial advice. Chief the Yorkie knows. None of this here is ever financial advice. This is just, I'm going to share personally what I do and what I think would be good to get started today. Number one, think long term. Open up a retirement account. I use iTrust Capital. iTrust Capital is a platform where you can invest in cryptocurrencies and precious metals under a Roth IRA, which is what I do. That is a tax advantaged account. You can even trade in that account. So my strategy with my Roth IRA, Daffy, is it's focused on Bitcoin. But I'm now expanding to certain altcoins to add into that mix. Long term, depending on those altcoins, once they appreciate well, I'll probably take it and roll it back into Bitcoin tax-free. Now, what I will be doing with that Roth as well is now adding Ethereum to the mix. Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think, should be a staple in any portfolio right now if you're just getting started. Have that be at least like 30 or 40% of your portfolio. Again, Chief Yorkie, good to see you. Happy Monday. None of this is financial advice. But me, with my experience, I can speak from being in this space for a long time. Unfortunately, most altcoins have not proven to hold their value as much as Bitcoin and, Ethereum, I guess, but really Bitcoin. And buying at these levels right now, let's go to CoinMarketCap real quick. So Daffy, look at these prices. I don't know how long you've been in crypto, what you're looking at, what you're used to seeing Bitcoin's price at. Right now, 70K, that's a fire sale. The markets are down right now. The markets are fearful right now. The prices are way down right now. This is the best opportunity. If you're looking to get started, this is the best opportunity to get started right now. And I'm not saying that we're not going to go any lower. We could definitely go a little bit lower. But if you're thinking with the long-term horizon, you're not just trying to make money in 6 months. Think, 12 to 24 to 36 months. Just try to do that and beyond. Really, it should be longer than that. But you want to see the thing here that Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger talked about all the time, their investment strategy, and this sounds basic and obvious, but they're value investors. You find projects that their utility doesn't match up with their value, meaning, like, I'll give you an example in crypto. I feel like Chainlink, the price of Chainlink and ADA, the price of these projects don't match what their actual value and utility is, which is a lot. At some point, it's going to have to catch up. So you're getting these value plays basically at a discounted level until the price catches up. That's what a lot of crypto could be right now. A lot of good projects. There's a lot of crap here too, though. So that's the problem. And sometimes things don't always work out. So, but that's what I would do. I think that's a great question, Daffy. And I would open up a Roth IRA, and then I would look at trying to do something with DeFi. For example, I'm a big ADA fan. I'm a big Cardano fan, as you guys know. I stake a real good amount of ADA on a protocol called Giro that is a native protocol to Cardano, where you can stake, you can earn rewards and all this stuff. And I'm just letting it sit there and accumulate over time. So I have my Roth, and then I have these kind of DeFi plays as well that I like to interact with. I think it's going to be a little while till we hit bottom. Yeah, I mean, some people think we bottomed already. And if you look at some charts, it look like we're retesting a line that's, it certainly looks like if we go any lower, it's going to be real bad. I mean, people are saying Bitcoin sub 50K. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't doubt it. But just looking at the charts, I don't think it's going to get that low, to be honest. I think we're already kind of near the lows. But we could go 100%. We could go lower. And Daffy, I'm going to let you know personally, okay? This is a biased take. You're going to have other influencers, whoever, I hate that I just use that word, but other people in crypto who are going to tell you other specific projects that they might like. And that's fair too. At this point, things are subjective. But outside Bitcoin and ETH, right? We start there, Bitcoin and ETH. And for me, like, it's got to be at least, like, Bitcoin's like, Bitcoin and Cardano are like 90% of my portfolio, if I'm being dead serious. But the thing is, Bitcoin and ETH, for most people, for me it's ADA, but I'm going to start adding ETH to the mix, because in this Roth IRA, actually with iTrust Capital, you can actually stake your Ethereum, which I think is really cool. So that's what I'll be doing. But there's a handful of other cryptocurrencies that I will be accumulating as well that I have my eye on. And those cryptocurrencies are XRP, BitTensor, Tau, and Hyperliquid. If we're going to talk about bigger blue chip projects, I mean, I'm throwing Hyperliquid into that mix because it's been around for not even a long time, and it's a killer when it comes to fees and revenue. It's got a real bright future. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal play right there. So I think that's 7 cryptocurrencies. And then I'm thinking about opening up some sort of position with Monero just to forget about over time, over a long period of time. But let's start there. So this list of 7 that you can get into right now that I think is a great place to start. If we're talking about like a Mag 7 comparison to the stock market, I think this is a great list of 7 cryptocurrencies for you to start with. And that's Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, BitTensor Tau, Hyperliquid, Cardano, and then I guess that's 6. The last one could be subjective. For me, like I said, it's Monero, but I also have a small amount of Midnight as well. So, you know, I've held other projects in the past. Good to know. Got you. All good. Thanks for tapping in. Make sure to sub to the channel. Most likely October 2026 until we bottom. Damn, that's a long ways. 9 months from now. You know, I've also seen, Chief, people were talking about people think that we're going to start to see euphoria very soon here, and that March and April we're going to see peak euphoria and all-time highs with altcoins. I don't see that happening. I mean, I feel like if that were the case, March, we would start to see crypto start to print and go upwards this week. Feb 9th, maybe next week. That's my personal opinion. I don't know everything though, so. But look at these markets, guys. Absolute bloodbath. If you're just getting into crypto, like Daffy, I mean, this is a great opportunity. Like, you found the CoinZone at such a good time. You're coming into crypto at such a good time. Because if you start to purchase at these levels, you're not going to be like the guy who FOMO'd into Bitcoin at $120,000 because, well, it was popular then. People were talking about it then. I had FOMO, so I bought some, and now it's down at 69K or whatever it is, 70K. And you're looking at your portfolio like, Jesus Christ, what the hell? This sucks. This is not what I was told what was going to happen. Now flip it, though. Now we're near the bottoms. So if you start buying at these levels in another 3 months or whatever, I doubt you're going to be that much lower. You're probably going to be higher. So you're going to be looking at your portfolio like, okay, here we go. See, that's the thing. It's when people say it's not about timing the market, it's about time in the market. 100% true. That is a great saying. But I like to put a little caveat next to that because there is a way that you can intelligently invest during certain times. For example, right now is a good time to DCA or to lump sum purchase. Because if you DCA'd or lump summed when Bitcoin is at $110,000 and all these prices were double what they were now, obviously not the best time to get in as opposed to right now. So when people say it's timing the market or it's time in the market, not timing the market, yes, 100%, that's great advice. But put a little asterisk next to that and understand there's also good times to buy that will reap better profits faster because you're getting in at better prices, at better levels. So what else? Crypto.com. Yeah, guys. I mean, this is generally what's going on. I mean, the focus of a lot of what I'm doing in my spare time right now even is on what's going on with OpenClaw, with AI agents, with payments. It's absolutely dominating. And it's interesting to hear Vitalik make statements right now out of all times about L2s because you see like Polygon, for example, absolutely crushing it when it comes to AI payments or stablecoin payments and AI. The first ever agent-to-agent payment using OpenClaw was made on Polygon, excuse me. But look at this. This is from the Polygon, I think, founder, developer. What does he say? Everyone's building AI. Everyone's building crypto. Barely anyone's building both together. AI agents need payments without permission, programmable money, 24/7 rails, no KYC. Crypto is the only infrastructure that fits. 100%. And to be a shill again, guys, it's exactly what we say in our last video. All right, I just mapped this out for you guys. So make sure to check this out. You're definitely going to learn a little bit. Now, let's keep it moving still. CME Group. We just heard them launch last week that they have, what was it, ETFs or whatever, with Cardano, Chainlink, and Stellar, where now they're adding futures. This is huge, guys. Yeah, that's going to be, hey, honey, should I buy this Cardano stuff? That's what you're going to see. I feel like this guy's name is Bob for some reason. What's up, Bob? All right. Who's buying the dip, guys? Who is buying the dip? Who has money left for the dip? Who had some dip yesterday? Buffalo chicken during the Super Bowl? Chat, let me know. Shout out to the Seahawks, Sam Darnold. Good for him. Yeah, guys. I think it's going to be it's going to be a great time right now to really, really keep our eye on the markets, because I don't know what's going to happen. We can look at charts and try to get a pulse, see what direction we're going to go in. We've sat down with a couple technical analysis guys on this channel in the past couple weeks. Go check out our video with Viore Trading on our channel. Always good to hear insights from technical analysis guys, because it's different than just what news story is out right now. And what also has been true the past year or so under this new administration is it doesn't really matter what positive news comes out. Nothing happens. You see the most insane positive news about Bitcoin and it dumps that day. It makes no sense. So we need something else. And I think that the markets are so unpredictable right now. A lot of people are deciding to not even day trade. They're just deciding to like polymarket trade or Kalshi trade. It's wild. You have a lot of degeneracy happening right now, and that's why we're still seeing lots of large liquidations. It is crazy. So let's get back to this. Back to stablecoins, guys. So the thing with stables, again, look at this real quick. Okay. This is the Kabisi letter. Shout out to Adam Kabisi. Great channel, great page to follow here on X. The stablecoin market is ripe for disruption. In just 9 months in 2025, Tether alone reported $10 billion in profit from USDT. How is that possible? Well, Tether reported $137 billion in U.S. Treasury holdings, making the company the 17th largest holder of U.S. debt. Yeah, we talked about Tether last week. I've always been kind of iffy on Tether not being as transparent with their reserves. Not a good sign. Tether takes the capital, quote unquote, invested in USDT, lends it to the US government, and collects the yield. Stablecoin holders are effectively lending Tether capital at a 0% interest rate, which is then flipped on treasuries. That's what banks do. They take our money and lend it out. Tether is basically rinse and repeat. Same stuff. Leading on-chain innovation, Jupiter already launched JUP-USD, the first on-chain focused stablecoin designed to return this yield to ecosystem. The stablecoin yield model is changing. Very interesting. So let's go over that again. Leading on-chain innovation, Jupiter has already launched the first on-chain focused stablecoin designed to return this yield to the ecosystem. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I can get behind that. But guess who can't get behind that? Well, even VITALIK, guys. All right. And this was shocking VITALIK news. This is what I was hinting at. Even VITALIK just said, guys, he doesn't care about the stablecoin yield. Let me try to pull this up, because the latest, right? The latest. Believe this is it. There is no reason to use DeFi unless you have longs on cryptocurrencies and want access to financial services while preserving self-custody. This is why and how DeFi got bootstrapped and all the other applications are cargo cults. I don't think this is it. So Vitalik basically said if you have to rely on a central authority or institution, whatever, to give you yield, that's not DeFi. And he's right. He's 100% right. So you have this weird kind of like back and forth right now with parties that are opposing the market structure bill that are including yield on stables, like JP Morgan, like Democrats. And then you have Brian Armstrong of Coinbase fighting for this because he feels it's the right of us, the everyday person, to be able to earn yield off their stables. Now, I get paid in USDC. I spend USDC. For me, earning yield on my USDC makes a ton of sense. Okay, you have a platform like Aave, for example, where you can get up to 9%. You have platforms, DeFi platforms on ETH, on other chains, ADA, Solana, Avalanche, whatever, Sui, where you can also get a 5+% yield. You can also stake. You can also lend to earn yield that way. There's many different ways to make money in DeFi. If you want to get advanced, I mean, something that I'm heavily looking into is VFAT pools. If you use USDC and ETH, it's not nearly as risky as anything crazy, and you can earn a nice yield on that. I mean, there's a lot of different stuff to do in DeFi, guys. And this market structure bill, we're supposed to be getting an update on tomorrow, I believe. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what direction it's going to go. I feel like it's been positive as of late. They're really trying to get it passed. And when it does get passed, I think that's going to be great news for Ethereum and some altcoins. You're going to see a lot of capital start to flood into this space. Even though this administration the past year has been great, right? We got Paul Atkins at the SEC. The CFTC is pro-crypto. Kevin Warsh, we're about to see pro-crypto. You know, Howard Lutnick, Scott Bessent, Trump, all these people are pro-crypto. But we still have all these hurdles and the issues in the space. I think we all at this point thought, you know, November of 24, when Trump was elected, I think we all thought at this point, oh, a year later, crypto's going to be in this amazing space and blah, blah, blah. No, we're still here. Still trying to figure it out. Politics is a slow and arduous process, and that's how it's supposed to be. What if something was passed super quick and a bunch of Democrats had 51% majority vote and it was a horrible structure bill for crypto? Horrible. And they passed it in 2 seconds. That's not good. So you got to just have patience, guys. We can't moon as soon as Trump becomes president. Everything's changed now. Yay, to the moon. No, this is still a slow process, unfortunately. You got to have patience. And if you want to look at it from a positive standpoint, you got all this time to buy while prices are still low. So stop bitching. Get your cash together and get your foot in the game. Your head in the game. Your foot in the game? Who the hell says that? Get your foot in the game. Hopefully your feet are in the game with the rest of your body. It's Monday, guys. I'm still just trying to get the first coffee in me, okay? Get your feet and your head in the game, okay? That's what we got going on here. Vitalik Buterin making some statements. Okay. But, yeah, we're seeing a lot of statements, guys. Let's go to Polygon again. Look at Polygon crushing it. Last week, 94 million stablecoin transfers, highest among chains. 1.49 billion in USDC supply. Absolutely crazy. Look at this. Look at this chart's exploding, guys. This is what the future is. This is 100% what the future is. You're going to have all these AI agents carrying out payments on L1s and L2s like this, and it's going to skyrocket. So if I were going to talk to you about specific projects, which I'll do for a second, let's be fun degens. Talk about some of these projects that might do well. You have Mega ETH that just came out. I would keep my eye on that. I would keep my eye on Kite. I've talked about Kite a bunch of times now. Virtuals protocol I've talked about for a while now. The only thing that concerns me is some of these small projects I'm mentioning right now have a high concentration of holders, which is not good. So can't really trust that. But then you have some newer projects. Banker Coin is something that interests me. There's a lot of these projects that are being built specifically for AI agents and payments and stuff like that to keep an eye on. Because again, I think that this space in general is just going to 10, 20x easily coming soon. Very interesting to me, guys. So yeah, that's it for me. This is a Monday market update, and you're watching the Coin Zone. I'm your host, Crypto with Paul. If anybody is watching right now and you liked what you saw, you got some value from this, you liked hanging out with me, make sure to give us a like on YouTube, maybe share it on X, maybe sub to us on X, follow us, or sub to us on YouTube, etc. Follow us on X. I appreciate the support. We're out here every day of the week, working for you guys, keeping up with the markets, putting out videos, and we love to do it. So, and if you're watching and you're just watching, interact with me next time. Hit me in the comments. I'll talk back to you. I'll answer any questions you have. This is fun for me. So this is what we're doing. Make sure to hit that sub button, guys. I appreciate you all for tapping in. I'll see you again on Wednesday. Make sure to watch our video in the meantime. Okay. Our last video, VITALIK Buterin here, Ethereum founder. Only Base, Optimism, and Arbitrum will survive. His words, not mine. Go check out why he said that. Chief the Yorkie, always good to see you. Daffy, thanks for tapping in. Make sure to sub. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you again on Wednesday. Take care.